Okay. And then, like, where are you at today?
Well, the police made some troubling posts recently on their social media accounts saying that water-soluble materials would be considered graffiti at protests in the future. And I've literally been to court on one occasion specifically, but I've sort of tussled with the police in the past about whether or not writing in chalk on the sidewalk for political purposes is legal. And I've been to court to prove that it is. And given their criminalization of free speech on Saturday and that social media post, I decided that it was time to have an event to sort of prove again that this is legal, peaceful activity.
Okay. And so it's all about expressing First Amendment rights with everything that's gone on in the last 2 months.
It's all about First Amendment rights. Do you have a question?
Yeah, so I guess like a event kind of went down up here. You guys talked around the whole entire block. Do you think that you successfully do what you're trying to do?
Absolutely. I think a lot of people showed up. It got a lot of traction online. The police certainly noticed, came to speak to me beforehand to let me know that we would be allowed to do it because they know that what we're doing is legal. So I'm happy that they allowed us to go through with the event. Yeah.
Awesome.
Can you tell us about?
Sorry.
Can you tell us about some of the messages that we saw on the sidewalk today?
I saw a lot of different messages from people. I specifically wrote defund the police and abolish the police. There's a movement in this city right now to defund the Omaha Police Department to some degree. The mayor's giving bonuses essentially to the chief of police and increasing the police budget unnecessarily. We don't need more police on the streets. We need more funding for housing, healthcare, and education, especially during a pandemic.
You know, you got in a tussle with the police officers last week. I know you've been around here in courtrooms and doing this for a while. Do you think you've been targeted personally? Do you think that had anything to do with it being you, or is it just something that happened?
I don't think the police would have kettled and beat to a pulp a peaceful protest of Donald Trump supporters in the street. So yeah, I'd absolutely believe that their actions were politically motivated, and because of my own past encounters for this free speech work in which I had to go to court to prove that it was legal. The police, when I was arrested on the street on Saturday, kept pointing at me and saying, "That's Vondrasek, that's Vondrasek." So they knew who I was. I can't say they targeted me specifically at that event, but they were certainly happy that they had caught me and gotten a chance to beat me up.
Is it like a step forward that they approached you, or you approached them, or however that communication went down this morning, and then?
That's like the baseline. That's how they should be doing their job.
Okay.
I don't consider that to be a step forward. I would consider a drop in their funding to be a step forward, and political will among the city council to do that to be a step forward.
There was a pretty large police presence out here just for this event and everything. And what did you think about that? Just like I saw like police officers in the corner.
A little unnecessary, but it's in line with their previous sort of paranoid behavior. I'm not surprised at all by the number of police that were out here today.
Is there anything else that we should know, or something you want to say that we ask you about?
Just that I'm a principled, peaceful political activist. I have never committed an act of violence at a political event. I've never planned a violent protest, and I don't intend to start doing that anytime soon. The violence of the colonized will spread in proportion to the violence exerted by the colonial regime. So this government, whose authority is based on stolen land from Native Americans and the free labor of slaves in the history of this country, this government finds its authority in colonialism. And so as long as the government continues to beat up protesters, I've had friends talking about bringing shields to the next protest. People are only going to respond to what the police do. If the police treat us nicely and they work hard to guarantee our First Amendment rights, then we'll see a peaceful process of reforms in this country. But otherwise, the police will make things violent.